Good evening. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Finance, Budget, and Personnel Committee for Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. Are there any potential conflicts of interest? Go ahead, Mike.
Oh.
You do not? Okay, all right. Anybody else? I don't see any, so we'll move on. Citizens' comments. Are there any citizens' comments? Last time, citizens' comments, seeing none. Number 4, consent agenda, minutes of the August 19th, 2025 meeting, bills and payroll, monthly position control report, and personnel actions report. You have seen those reports there in your packets.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? So we do have a motion and a second to approve those. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, like sign. Seeing none. We will skip over number 5 because there was nothing removed. Number 6, request to recommend council approval of resolution number 2025-28, exemption from Wood County library tax, presented by Jill Porter, our library director. Jill.
Thank you, Chair. Like pumpkin spice latte, I'm in front of you again this fall to request that we exempt the taxpayers of the city of Marshfield from the Wood County library tax. You are allowed to do that by statute because the city appropriates more money to the library than that citizens would pay to Wood County for their library tax. So I'm looking for a motion for that.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, like sign. Seeing none, that is approved.
Thank you.
All right, that was number 6. Number 7, request for funding in the 2026 city budget will be introduced by Steve Barg, the city administrator, and this is regarding the Marshfield Area Community Foundation and the Main Street Marshfield.
Thank you very much. Well, as council knows, we're moving into the budget discussions here very shortly. And part of that every year is accepting requests and considering requests from non-city organizations. We have 2 here today that we've dealt with many times in the past. They do some good work for the city. And so they'll get a chance to present their budget request for 2026, and they can be considered as part of the 2026 budget. I'll start out with Sierra from Marshfield Area Community Foundation.
Yes, good evening. Thank you guys for letting me have this opportunity to present my request for funding. So this is a good opportunity for me to elaborate on what I do, a whole prepared presentation. So you guys have had a chance to look at it, so I won't go into a lot of detail, but these are my fundamental roles at Mackey. I think the fundamental and most important thing I do are the business retentions, getting out and having a conversation with businesses, CEOs and the presidents, finding out what their struggles are, what their vision is. I think that's like fundamental to my role, and happy to do it. I've done 14 so far. Another thing, well, it's summer. I've gotten down to Main Street, walked Main Street as much as possible, and mainly just to do business check-ins, meet the business owners. As Main Street's new executive director gets on board, I'm happy to work with him and continue just like projects that come up with Main Street in particular, and really figuring out what works for our Main Street, as well as our larger city. And that kind of correlates to the ribbon cuttings. We've had 16 as of today. So 16 ribbon cuttings this year. That's about double what we've seen from last year. So, I mean, kudos to Steve and his team for facilitating all of this growth. I mean, there is definite economic development happening in Marshfield, so that's really good to see. So kind of the flip side of the retentions is creation. So this is exciting to me. This is an exciting place to work, kind of the space of business creation and kind of facilitating entrepreneurial growth. So I am excited to work on this. Denise has really good ideas of how we can help with professional development opportunities, whatever it may be. We are really trying to gather people more than just have, resources online, just having a place for people to come in. My door is always open. I have, office hours. I'm there with email, call, whatever it is, I'm there to kind of facilitate. So I think that is a very important role that Mackie provides. So, and I also just applied yesterday, just got the grant in yesterday, grant application. So that's for small business development. That would be $250,000 if we get it. So we'll know in December. So I'm excited about that. And then business attraction. So just real quickly, these are just the many facets, many different avenues we can take with business attraction and marketing. You guys all have your profile, updated profile. Coordinating with the city on RFIs, requests for information. We just had another one, so it's up to 5. And this is, different avenues we can go. And so this is exciting. This is an exciting place to kind of figure out what works. So getting together young professionals, I think, is an important talent retention strategy and something that Mackie, I think, is a great place for that to be, to organize. And we've got a concierge program we're kind of working through what that looks like, and also kind of thinking through marketing. And so that's a definite coordinated effort with Main Street, with Visit, how we can best coordinate marketing Marshfield as a place to live and stay and grow your business. And so workforce is definitely something I hear most about when I'm going to the business retentions. This is, one of the biggest issues we're facing is an aging population and a declining population. So how are we going to fill the jobs that we have and the jobs that we need in the future? So something to think about. Let's see. And so definitely thinking through how we can do more tech-based, but I think I missed something in this one and not including the need for qualified caregivers. So that's something this picture is really lacking, is the need for daycare and also elderly. So that's something that we really need to think about in the future. Housing is definitely an issue nationwide, not just a Marshfield problem. So I've met with Kathy Reiner. She's the owner of 83 acres and looking to develop that. So that's an exciting prospect for housing in Marshfield. And childcare is such an issue. So this is something that, a dedicated fund of some sort of funding, local, countywide, statewide, it's something that needs to be kind of addressed. There's a need for higher quality, paid daycare work. And I think lastly, this job really, its main focus is collaboration. So, these are all the different avenues, different entities working in this space. So, yeah, I am happy to answer questions with a fully prepared presentation instead of just a what do we do kind of thing. So yeah, any questions?
All right, thank you, Sierra. Any questions from the committee? No? Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So I think next is going to be Jenna presenting for Main Street.
All right, hi everyone, thanks for having us. My name is Ben Bauer. My name is not on the agenda, but hopefully it's okay that I kick us off here. I'm the current vice president of the Main Street Marshfield board. So we won't be necessarily rolling through the document word for word. Y'all have seen it, but happy to field any questions along the way. But just to kick things off, I want to talk a little bit about the opportunity here. So as I hope we all know and feel, downtown is really the heart of Marshfield. This really is something that we see as an investment, and investing here isn't just an expense, it's a strategic investment that strengthens our economy, supports small businesses, and builds community pride. One thing I want to definitely note off the bat as you see the details of our presentation is that Main Street definitely has the capacity and the experience to carry out the projects that you see noted in that plan. And just a few points about the case for the investment. A few big things that we get here is strengthening property values, supporting jobs and local businesses, and attracting people and talent. So those property values, we know that well-maintained, attractive public spaces and storefronts encourage reinvestment and inspires confidence for current and potential property owners. Each visible improvement signals progress, often sparking additional private investment in nearby properties. As far as local jobs and local businesses go, a vibrant downtown attracts and sustains small businesses, which in turn generate local jobs across retail, hospitality, professional services, and much more. When businesses succeed, consumer spending stays local, strengthening the tax base and the economy. And attracting people and talent, today's workforce, the new residents are drawn to communities with walkable, active, and welcoming downtowns. A lively, authentic downtown helps Marshfield compete for both visitors and new residents. Some of the outcomes that we would anticipate by seeing this investment support our work along with our existing operating plan, a big one is just quality of life. Downtown is everyone's shared space. It's kind of like the living room of a community for gathering, celebrating, enjoying life together. Events, green spaces, public art, all of these things help create a sense of belonging, culture, and helps enhance safety. Related to the small business community, downtown, something that I think is kind of a hidden gem or a nice byproduct of everything that happens downtown that we don't talk about often enough is that downtown really offers an accessible point of entry for entrepreneurs and first-time business owners. It's oftentimes the most affordable way for someone to have a physical presence in a community. Supportive programs and visible activity lowers barriers and encourages new businesses, new ideas to take root. And last but not least, civic pride and identity. I'm sure you all can imagine a downtown that you visited, that you know and love. We're trying to create similar experiences and similar optics here in Marshfield. We know that a thriving downtown becomes that downtown, that living room in the downtown space of a community, a place where people choose to spend their time, to build memories, and to share pride in their community. So enough of the mushy stuff for me. I'm going to turn it over to Jenna to talk about some of the specifics of our proposal.
So just wanted to go over a couple specifics related to this request. I know you have it in front of you and it's on the board, but just to look a little bit at the specifics of what we're hoping to do. And this is really based on feedback that we get from businesses and really wanting to provide the resources that have gone well and that people are asking for and that we continue to want to provide for businesses downtown. Really looking at overall two main themes, and that's district promotion and marketing, and just looking at ways that we can provide more promotions and marketing for the businesses that are downtown. So looking at providing matching funds with a marketing grant for small businesses, really being able to access the marketing tools they couldn't afford on their own. So thinking about branding, websites, social media campaigns, other things like that. And really supporting promotion of downtown Marshfield and making it a destination for shopping and other things. By providing those matching funds to small businesses, it helps them to take accountability and to have a leg in things really and want to kind of follow through with those things. They're not doing something alone. It's something that a lot of business owners don't often have experience with, and so we're able to help provide that. The other thing is we're teaching them how to do it, right? So it's not just doing it one time and that's it. It's a long term. So then when we're working with the business, you're teaching them the skills and they can continue to sustain that long term. So continuing those marketing grants and then just overall that district promotion so that we are encouraging people to shop local and shop downtown and continue with our downtown and encouraging that business participation and letting people know what's available in Marshfield. So the second thing that we're asking about is really downtown beautification. And again, that includes one of our welcome back grants. So that grant specifically, we had received money from the county in previous years, and we've been doing this a few years, have had really great success with trying to help improve, as you know, like parking is a complaint in Marshfield. And so on Central, like trying to have people improve the rear entrances of their buildings. And we've also included side entrances because we have had some interest in side entrances as well. When you think of buildings that are on the corner as well, we don't want to exclude that, but trying to encourage people to make improvements to those buildings so that we are accessing the parking lots and using those things in the back. So that's just another way of looking at a different way of helping people come downtown and not have parking be a hindrance in any way. Our storefronts are busier and they're a lot of the stores are filled, and so parking becomes more and more of an issue as that happens, which is a good problem, and we're trying to find some solutions to work through that. So the Welcome Back Grant has really been helpful for that, and it really looks at, again, those rear entrances, looking at kind of similar to facades only in the back entrances, looking at ways to provide seating and ways for people to stay and enjoy downtown a little bit longer, looking at murals. So you might have seen some things happening over on the corner of 4th there. And so looking at Behind Gray Dog is a new mural that went up that was part of the Welcome Back Grant. The unfortunate part for us is that we did not get funding for that in 2026 from the county because their big question was, did the city fund this? Is the city putting anything forward towards this project? And they did not want to fund it without knowing the city was behind it. So that is part of our ask for this year. Because we didn't get the funding we were hoping to, simply because they wanted to know that the city was supportive as well. So wanted to bring that forward, as well as other beautification efforts, again, knowing that we're making downtown a more beautiful space and place. One of the things when you're driving downtowns is looking at the flowers and the planters. That's a big thing to have continue because we want to have those beautification efforts, and when people are driving downtown, it looks nice. Part of that, a lot of other cities and towns will have that in their city budget. That's not how it works here in Marshfield. And so we would just like to be able to continue that program as well and continue the efforts of beautification in that way. So really, those are the main things that we're looking at for 2026. And we know that investing in downtown really does pay off, and having stronger businesses, more inviting, safer spaces, more people downtown, more business, more tax money coming in, all of those things. And we want our community to be a place that we can showcase and really be proud of. So we're just asking for your continued support to sustain that momentum that we have going. I think I wanted to mention one last thing about that Welcome Back Grant. I think what it's done really has sparked a lot of conversation between businesses. We've had multiple businesses talk to each other in the 100 and 200 blocks and some other areas where they're talking about like, oh, next year we could do this and we could work together on some bigger projects and have a bigger impact. And so I think that's really what we'd like to see, that momentum continue. So we're asking for that support and to continue to invest in the downtown to make it a stronger, more prosperous place to be. So welcome to have any questions that you might have or try to answer to the best of our ability if you have any questions about anything that we've presented.
Thank you, Jenna. Are there any questions from the committee? Go ahead.
Not really a question per se, more a comment. I think both organizations have done something really wonderful, that they've both highlighted something that's really important to that Marshfield. We need to highlight to our youth that Marshfield is a good place to live, stay, and build a business, because as someone who's seen an outflux of a lot of people leave this summer with a limited intention of ever coming back, I think touching on this through both organizations is really, really.
No, nothing else. So this is at the discretion of the committee. I really think that this probably should go to the full council. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and what I will do is, what I did recently with another issue, I'll encourage the full council to watch the presentations, watch the video of this meeting in preparation for that first meeting that we have, and ask any questions they want follow-up with either of these two entities.
Great, that would work. And are you going to plan on doing that this coming Tuesday? Or
Certainly.
a week
Yeah,
from
we could-
today?
No, we can certainly do that this coming Tuesday and get, because I'd like to get that in the hopper if it's going to happen before we get to that first budget meeting, yes.
Yeah, so I would just ask that if you're able, that you both come to the following Tuesday's meeting, if you're able.
It'll be on the agenda for a week from tonight for the council, the full council to discuss, and I will, again, invite everybody to watch the presentations you both made.
Thank you so much. All right, 8, a request to recommend council approval of ambulance rate changes presented by Jordan Munger, accounting manager.
Good evening. So, as with the same thing that we did last year, we just annually review our ambulance service rates with our peers. You'll see on, I think it was page either 32 or 33 of your packet, there's a nice outline of the type of service that is offered and then the various peers that we have, all pretty much central Wisconsin. Our third-party billing provider helped us with this as well, so we reached out to them, utilizing and leveraging their expertise. And we came up with some rate changes recommended on the right-hand side. As you can see, I think most of them are with BLS and ALS2 and BLS and ALS. ALS2 is not changing. SCT transports are. However, be careful on that SCT. There's very few transports that are SCT. I think it's relating to the specialty and the actual severity of the call. I mean, we're talking maybe less than 5 per year. The main calls that we transport on are BLS and ALS. So those are the ones that we're really targeting. And again, very minor changes up to the discretion of the body, but staff would recommend that we approve and send this to council.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
So we have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Jordan, I just have a couple of follow-up questions. What does SCT stand for?
So I'm not 100% sure exactly what the verbiage is, but that's the HCPCS code. So these, I guess I can tell you that our chief is here. He might know.
It's okay.
I'll try to take that one for him. That looks like specialty care transport. And what that means is this would be very rare if we do any at all. This includes the specialized medical care and supplies necessary for the patient's conditions that are beyond the abilities of a basic or advanced life support paramedic. This level of billing has been kept in the unlikely event we have a transport that fits this category.
Okay.
You bet.
And so these rates then, did these take into any account, was there any increase in Medicare or Medicaid reimbursement on any of this stuff this year?
So there's always increases in Medicare and Medicaid, but it's very minimal. I mean, the primary thing here is we're just trying to stay competitive within the market, and it's primarily for commercial, which is, I'd have to say, less than 20% of our actual revenue, meaning actually gross charges, not just revenue. So even though we may increase our fees here, Medicare is going to increase their fee, and it's still going to get discounted.
Right, okay, all right. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to increase the rate, or to approve the rate changes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Seeing none, that does pass. All right, we're down to number 9. Are there any suggested items for future agendas? Seeing none, we'll move on from that. And number 10, adjourn to closed session under Wisconsin statutes, chapter 19.51E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specific public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Renewal of ambulance service contracts for 2026 with surrounding municipalities. Is there a motion to go into a closed session?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
I'll do roll call for that.
Oh, I'm sorry, roll
Mr.
call.
Coran?
Aye.
Mr. O'Reilly?
Aye.
Mr. Varsho?
Aye.
Mrs. Spiros?
Yes.